booties for black girl nerds.
Marvin, shall I call you Little Marvin? Or do I have to give you the whole Little Marvin?
You can call me LM.
LM, it's a pleasure to be with you. I saw the first 4 episodes during the South by Southwest weekend, and I kept my, no spoilers, anything like that. And I found that I enjoyed it. And that was very polarizing to Black people in social media after seeing the trailer. What type of preconceptions should people leave at the door as they begin this series? Because there's so much emphasis on Black trauma in films, trauma in depictions. What are some of the notions do you think people should leave at the door about this?
What I would hope that people would come to it with an open mind is that we set out to make a show about 4 Black characters, centering 4 Black characters who are complex, who are nuanced, who are dealing with a range of emotions. I'm not really interested in creating noble characters. I'm not interested in creating heroic characters. Most of us in our lives are not heroic. We're struggling, we're trying, we're grappling with every emotion under the sun. And so I suppose my hope would first be that folks come with an open mind and also come expecting an emotional journey, because it is an emotional journey. We set out to make it an emotional journey. I also didn't want to shy away from trauma. There is tremendous trauma trapped in this country. And as a horror writer, trauma is a big part of horror in general, right? Like delving into the complex issues, grappling with issues of faith, grappling with issues of identity. Those have been part and parcel of horror since the beginning. So my hope is that people come primed for that, and to leave their expectations at the door, because I think once they see it, they'll see that it's doing its own thing. Yeah, I hope.
What was very interesting to me, my mother came to California from the South during that era, like so many, settled here in Los Angeles. And when I think of that period, at my age, everything is in black and white photos. They make it seem as if it was just so like hundreds of years ago that people were undergoing this. She personally found enjoyment in it, given her own experience. When you began to shape this project, where did you begin, and what was the origin of crafting this for you?
I think it's interesting that you just said that about black and white photos, because I think in a lot of ways, we all look at black and white photos from this time, and it sort of traps history in amber. It begins to look like something from like 1,000 years ago, as opposed to something that's actually quite fresh. Also, that these were human beings. These are not just sort of stoic people, these are human beings. Little Ruby Bridges, going to her first day of school, was a child, right? Who has invective screamed at her, who has, terrible epithets screamed at her. That was a child. And so it was very important to me to go beneath the photo and try to bring the human aspect to it. I had never seen anything that had put folks in the seat of terror, because it's always been terror. Let's be very honest about what this kind of behavior has been. It's been domestic terror from the beginning. Folks moving into neighborhoods and having terrible things burned on their lawn, or their windows broken, or worse. Those are forms of terror. And what I hadn't seen was the experience of that and the terror of that. And so I wanted to explore that first. And I think this era afforded me the perfect opportunity, because I wanted to tell a dream of a homeownership story. And as you know, the dream of homeownership has been anything but a dream for Black folks in this country. In fact, it's been an absolute nightmare. And so the opportunity to wrap a homeownership story in a terror story was really the beginning of the journey. Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you for your time. It is so beautifully shot. They're going to move me back into the other room, but it's very, very interesting. I'm ready to see the rest. My mom keeps harassing me about the rest. Like, I don't have the episodes yet. I have to wait for them to give them to me. I had to record her reactions because she was feeling it.
Will you send that, Brooke, if you're listening? I want to see her mom's reactions.
I have audio for you. She was going off. She's 86, and she was like, I know that's right. We ain't no punks. That's all she kept saying.
Can you get that to us? That's amazing. I wish it was on film. That's amazing.
I will send it to you. I'll connect the folks and send it to you. Thank you again for your time.
Great talking to you. Thank you.
Thank
you. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.